balls on the opposite side of the field, stuff like that. Situation football, fourth down, third down, how to play, my technique and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know what you thought was a reasonable expectation for a first year on campus. Did it go the way you thought it was? Was it harder? Was it?
I feel like I had good growing pains.
Okay.
I feel like I had that. I feel like I needed to fill things out, because I came in the summer, so my body wasn't ready, but I feel like my body is taking a big jump. And I feel like physically I'm ready and stuff like that. And playing special teams, getting my feet wet, and just getting used to the speed of the game, I feel like that was a good change.
So where do you think that can go then this year?
Just competing with kind of the best receivers, taking it day by day, just having fun out there. That's how it is. We're going to see on Saturdays how it goes, but right now I'm just taking it day by day.
When you say growing pains, going up against that receiver group, what does that
mean? Seeing how they move. High school, people didn't give you like wiggle at the line, but this year in college, they know they kind of have the counter to your counter basically, and I just had to go through that.
What kind of changes did you make physically? You said, your body feels ready now. What does that kind of entail?
I feel like right now I can put hands on. I feel like my ability to put my hands on and move receivers physically with Coach Mick, working on bench press and like my legs and stuff like that. So now I'm really moving the receivers' routes and getting them off their landmarks and stuff like that.
How much has it helped you, obviously, just working with the caliber of wide receiver that you guys have here at Ohio State?
It's great going against the best players, and also the offensive coordinator, how they scheme stuff up, and just like stuff like that. Really good.
I mean, obviously you probably saw the Jalen Ramsey quote when they hired Tim Walton. Like, now that you've had the chance to work with him, what have been your impressions of him?
Great coach, great person, honestly. The coach stuff speaks for itself, but kind of just the life aspect, dealing how to deal with money, how to speak to people and stuff like that. He really teaches us that, and I'm really grateful for that.
How is his style maybe different than Coach Combs'?
Kind of just more technical, I feel like. Kind of the reason why, if you get beat, kind of gives you the reason why you got beat and stuff like that.
What's kind of that dynamic between, say, Coach Walton, Coach Eliano, and then Coach Knowles kind of at the head of it all? Like, what's that dynamic for you? How do you kind of see it? What is it like to be kind of in the middle of all of that?
Just a lot of energy.
Yeah.
They bring a lot of energy, and we feed off of that basically, and that's why practice has been so fun lately, because we feed off our coaches and our coaches feed off us, and etc.
Well, it seems like, based on silver bullet of the day, or like what Jim Knowles kind of put your picture on Twitter and awarded you, showing progress and you, how have you kind of adapted to what he's brought? Had it come easy for you? Is it a lot? Kind of what's your perspective on what he's brought to this team?
First day, learning the defense, kind of confusing.
Yeah.
But we keep on hitting the fundamental parts and just the scheme stuff, and we're learning that, and now we can play faster and see more schemes a lot better.
Is it coming more quickly than you thought it would?
Yeah, it's coming a lot quickly, like a lot more quick than I thought it was.
Is it something that you see kind of Tim Walton, like Coach Walton and Coach Eliano, kind of like they're kind of like pushing into you, like in terms of like they're already bought in, they already understand everything that's going on? Or is it kind of like Coach Knowles explain, like, is it him explaining a lot of the defense, or are you getting it like from different like position coaches too?
So basically he explains all of it, okay, and then we'll have a walkthrough and we'll go through it, so we kind of know what we're doing when we go out there and practice, so we can play fast and not think.
Obviously, are you on the plan you thought you would be on when you got here, when you showed up in June? The idea of you get here, you try your best to get on special teams because you did show up in June, but then like year two is where you and Jalen, it's kind of take off time.
Right, yeah, perfectly.
So watching Denzel get out there and do what he did last year, combining that with what you and Jalen bring, the pedigree that you guys bring to the table, I guess like kind of project that over the next 2 years, 2-3 years, what that looks like for the defensive backs.
I feel like we're getting back to kind of just the BIA standard that we had to uphold. I feel like this year and next year, I feel like everyone was going to see a difference just by the way we practice, the way we play, and just like the brotherhood making us play better.
They've talked we've gotten a chance to see the practice. If Cam Brown's out, you move up with the ones. Dave's mentioned you a lot. Jim Knowles has mentioned you a lot. What clicked this offseason? Like you clearly are looking like you're ready to take that next step. What clicked?
Getting in with Coach Mick. Make me physically be ready and stuff like that. And also tapping in with Coach Walt before practice, after practice, just watching film, how to get better on my technique. We kind of do that every day. And it's routine now, and I feel like it's just made my play better on the field.
So basically, you were a spring football session away from being ready to play.
We'll see. Hopefully.
What have Coach Eliano and Walton brought to the table? What have you gotten from them?
Basically, just a lot of energy, a lot of more hits on the technique, and situation football. Like, why are we using this type of technique on like 3rd and 5 and like 3rd and 10, stuff like that.
How would you describe Coach Knowles' demeanor?
His demeanor?
Yeah.
Kind of laid
Everybody
back.
says he's different.
Yeah, he's different. Laid back, and he doesn't really need to talk too much because he kind of has that power. You can feel it when he walks in the room, even though he might not be smiling, but he brings the energy in there, if that makes sense. And he just has a lot of swag, and I like that a lot.
Because of his credibility, or
just the way he moves, like playing music in the meetings and stuff like that. It just has a player environment. He brings that player environment to the school.
And what are those tunes he's playing?
Oh, everything, like rap music.
Yeah.
And it's real low. We can just hear it in the back, and it just keeps us up for the meetings and keeps us more engaged.
Who wins more throughout the day, the wide receivers or the cornerbacks? Don't lie. Yeah, you can be honest here.
Honestly, I feel like our pass rush gets to the quarterback, so also the receivers can't get too much because the pass rush is there. But the receivers, we hold our own against the receivers. But of course, the receivers are going to have their days because they're best athletes, and so.
Bringing up the pass rush is a really political way to answer that question.
Oh yeah, the pass rush, they're getting after quarterback. Maybe we didn't have that last year. I feel like this year we really took a big step in that, and that just makes our job easier.
So you're seeing that what JT and Jack and Zach and all those guys are bringing to the table, combined with what you guys are doing in the secondary. You see that starting to click.
Yeah,
to show up.
Yeah, exactly. Also, like the interior guys, it's the edge guys, of course, are getting all the sacks, but the interior guys, like my roommate Mike Hall, making a lot of plays. Just being a force in the interior.
You live with Mike Hall?
Yeah, I live with Mike Hall.
Does he eat all the food?
Nah, he kind of keeps the room clean,
Do you call him the LeBron James of Streetsboro, like his family wants to call him?
Nah, but he has rank over there, so,
Jordan, for you, as a kid who you were committed to Clemson, you made the decision to come up here. As you see this week, a bunch of dudes from Georgia come through.
Right. How
challenging is it for you to tell these kids that this is why you need to leave home to come here?
I feel like it's not challenging at all because, some of my boys came up here. I knew them since they were really young. It's not challenging because Coach Walt has the Georgia background. Me being up here, I feel like we can get all those Southern guys and bring them up here because, me being from Georgia, I feel like Georgia football is really good. I feel like we need them up here.
Has it been harder or easier for you to convince these kids? It's cold up here, right? It's 38 degrees out today for some reason. What do you have to tell them about Ohio and Ohio State that they don't know?
I really feel like if you really like the school, the location shouldn't be a reason why you shouldn't come here. For me, that wasn't the reason. I feel like the pipeline of DBs that we came, the brotherhood, and just the standard we have to hold up to, I feel like that's what brought me here, and I feel like that's going to bring some of my other Georgia friends up here. So.
In this new world of college football with the transfer portal, all this other stuff that's happening, for a player like you, you know exactly where you stood on Ohio State's board, right, in 2021. Like, you were the top corner. For you not to play last year much at all, how hard is it to not hear the whispers from people back home saying, Jordan, you need to come back home, you need to do this? Do you get a lot of that?
I get some of it, but people know, like they know my ability to play and stuff like that. So they kind of know. Maybe not my freshman year, but sophomore year I'm gonna ring bells again. So that's how
You're sort of the name we've heard in the ether from a lot of people in the last few months. Like, this is a guy who's ready to take that step. What did you do different?
Kind of just, not focusing on my end goal, kind of just taking it day by day. How can I win the moment? That's what we talk about here. Winning the moment, I kind of just took that and ran with it, just winning the moment every day, every rep.
Is that just a transition from being a recruit where you're told the big picture, where you're told the end goal first? I mean, as opposed to being more mature when you're here?
Yeah, I feel like my maturity has really grown since I've got here. I feel like I needed to mature my first year, but now I feel like it's time to take off.
What are the biggest things you learned just going through your first year at Ohio State?
Kind of just what I said, just day by day thing, just winning the moment instead of just focusing on, my goals and stuff like that.
I know that you were, kind of able to earn a consistent role on special teams by the end of the year. How much did that help you?
It helped me a lot to get used to the game. Dudes are bigger and faster and stuff like that. It kind of just helped me play better and play faster instead of just tiptoeing and not going full out, just because it feels like a weird environment. But now I feel like I'm used to it.
Was there like an eye-opening moment your first year about like how much bigger it is at Ohio State than maybe high school?
Not really. I feel like I came from a good high school. I play the best competition in Georgia and stuff like that, like nationally ranked teams. So I don't really feel that way.
How much does that help when you're playing against so much top competition in high school?
It helped me a lot. Just Gwinnett County in general, just playing everybody. I had to follow like the number one receiver every game, and we didn't really run any safety over top, so they kind of just threw me in the fire, and I feel like I'm used to that now.
Is there pride in kind of continuing that tradition of guys coming from Georgia and making a big impact on the college level?
Definitely, yeah. I'm trying to get my guys up here. Coach Walt's helping me. I'm helping Coach Walt, so it's going really well.
Don't say the names.
Did you guys help? Did you guys bond on that front of you guys both being from Georgia?
Coach Walt, I really didn't know he was from Georgia until he told me. So, and then we just clicked from there because he said he was really good in high school, his team. So we like play around with that, like whose high school team was better and all that.
You and Ja'Kalen and Denzel all came in together. Obviously, Denzel played a lot last year. How much are you three all pushing each other?
We're pushing each other every day. If someone gets beat or even they bat a ball down, we'll say, oh, you could have got better on this. And we just push each other every day. And, like, if someone makes a play, we're like, okay, I'm the next one to make a play and stuff like that. So we kind of just feed off each other.
Jordan, you guys all have very different personalities, you, Denzel, and JK. Like, how do you rein in JK to keep him from going off the reservation like he does sometimes? How do you get Denzel to, like, perk up? And, I mean, is it just you guys playing off each other all the time? I mean, is it just accepting, hey, we're all just different?
I feel like we need that, kind of just to click. I feel like our personalities to be different makes us glue, and I feel like it's really well.
JK's kind of like the wild card, right? Like, I mean, do you guys have nicknames for each other? I mean, how do you describe each other when you guys are out and you're like, oh, he's the crazy one, I'm the normal one, and he's the quiet one? I mean, how does that work?
We really don't know. JK, he does his own thing. Denzel does his own thing. We kind of just all do our own thing and stuff. But when we're together, it's a lot of fun. So.
Now that you're in position to play more, what are people going to see from you on the field this year?
True competitor. I feel like I can change the game and stuff like that. Not just making pass breakups, but like interceptions and stuff like that.